Okay, hi guys, I'm back. I'm having seriously really fucking horrible technical difficulties apparently for no reason. I don't know why this is happening. Everything was fine when I started, and all of a sudden everything decided to shit itself. But anyway, I'm just gonna try and get to the part where I wanted to get to, which is getting the body in the body bag and talking to the crime bosses. And then I'm probably gonna end the stream early because I don't know what's going on. I don't know why my headset is shit itself. I don't know why everything is losing its fucking mind today, and it's pissing me off. If you can't tell, I'm not the biggest person when it comes to technology. But again, I apologize for all this bullshittery that has been happening. I'm so sorry and I feel so bad. And I don't know why it's happening. It's just happening and it's just pissing me off because I love this game and I love streaming and I love you guys and I really just want everything to go well because I want, happy good feelings all around for all of us. And I'm starting to suspect that this stream has decided to say fuck you to
The
me.
man is decomposing visibly now. Every hour, he looks less like a creature and more like a pile of intestines. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Let's bag him taken away. The lieutenant takes the body away without further explanation.
I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema.
What
I
should I
can
do
take care of the rest.
in the meanwhile?
Continue working here. The locals, the case, or attend to your own business. I will meet you downstairs in the Whirling in Rags tomorrow morning, 7:30 sharp.
Okay,
This
dude.
means Lieutenant Kisuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You're free to do side tasks and even the main case, though it might be more difficult.
Ugh,
If
fine.
you have nothing to do, read books or sit on the bench on the plaza.
Bag the corpse and drag it to the motor carriage. Okay, so I don't have my buddy anymore. That's disappointing. Well, let's go see if I can talk to this dude.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
You seem like a man who knows about drugs.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know?
Uh-huh, I do.
But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Just be straight with him.
Do you finance those other addictions with drug trafficking? Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out to
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Wait, then why are you still hanging around?
Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo, and it gives me time to work on my rhymes.
Okay, cool.
A rhymesmith. This is quite credible. It goes with its cadence and way of speaking.
Okay. Who do you think could be conducting the drug trades
Look, man,
then?
I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire.
He's a poet. Hit him with your best verse. Conceptualize.
Wait, there's something here, stored away in some dusty corner. It starts like...
Mirrors temperature is always zero. It is ice in the veins. This camera is an X-ray.
Whoa. What else?
It is a chalice held out to you in silent
Silent
communion.
communion. That's good.
We're gaspingly partake of shifting identity, never your own.
Dang. That's some great shit. You came up with that yourself.
I'm just a vessel for the muse. I think that may be an actual poet, and I've learned it by heart. I'm just a vessel for the muse. I think the words are mine, yes.
Fucking A. Seems I got you all wrong. Cops aren't much known for their artistic sensibilities these days.
I bet.
It's good to meet a fellow poet. Someone with an appreciation for real text. The others here, so you don't really get it.
Hey man, cops are human too.
Yeah, I guess I owe you an apology for thinking otherwise. And again, great shit.
Well, thanks for nothing, my dude.
Why does art inspire you so much?
It does, yep, yes, but what is art?
Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
Would I fit into the art world, I mean?
Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes, disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too.
I guess I have been feeling critical lately.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
Opt in.
Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street, you must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The
Art
world
cop.
is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
Awesome. Cool, my man. Nothing back there. Let's take a look around. Let's get up there. Oh, I need to find someone to talk to. Back this way. That little brat. What's this? Balcony with a view of the yard and the hanging. Interesting. Orange bum hat, reaction speed, red kit. Health! More health, shit. Okay. Interfacing, master mechanics, pick locks and pockets. Gesture, visual calculus. I want visual calculus, thank you. next thing's probably gonna be interfacing. I have a thought. The smoker up there could be a witness. Talk to him. Let's go in here. Let's talk to this person then.
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Okay.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
Says in a quiet voice, despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame.
It's the voice of someone who has something to hide, my liege.
Find something, speak up. This is the police, no trouble from me. I just want to know what's going on here. Too late, young man. Trouble's found you.
Sorry, I don't have time for this. I just want to finish my cigarette and be gone.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Okay. Actually, the police really needs to talk
Is
to
it
you.
really that important?
Yes, you're adjusting a shirt.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Looks... Can you tell me your name?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
That's definitely not his real name.
You're not actually called
No,
Martin
of course not.
Martinez, are you?
Could you please lower your voice?
He scans the courtyard. It's silent like the bottom of a well. Every sound captured and reflected back. Looks like you've got a good view of Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging?
I can tell that you finally got him down. Thank you. It was quite a disturbing sight, even by Martinez standards.
I bet it was. What did you do last Sunday?
You already asked me that, didn't you?
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
Did I?
No, not you. Some more muscular type.
When was that?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
He looks around the courtyard again. Snow blankets the old patio, chairs and dead houseplants, and all the neighboring windows are black.
A downy blanket of white to cover up the miserable poverty of the scene.
Uh-huh.
He's deflecting. He's young with a sharp memory. He hasn't had time to drown it in booze and chemicals.
You still haven't answered my question. What were you doing Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of
He
friend?
was my Sunday friend.
What's your friend's real name? Did he see something?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. Under the grey sky, snow continues to pile on the neighboring windowsills.
All right. We'll talk
No.
later.
We won't.
He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on the snowy balcony with a dying hiss.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Suggestion. Well, my suggestion is really high. Let's try it.
Time to bring out
Oh,
your
no!
secret charm. Tears and begging. Show him your emotional side. Throw yourself before his very feet like a dog.
Damn. Damn. Please don't go. I'll stop drinking. I'll take the trash out. Just please don't leave me. That sounds like a demand. I'll do this.
Trash?
Please don't go. I'll even stop smoking inside.
Listen, I really have to go.
With a flick of his wrist, he sends the extinguishing rat sailing over the rail.
Good luck with the investigation.
Gosh darn it. Bye, my man. I wish I had convinced you. I would have been so happy if I had. Damn. Can't open that. God damn. I need to get up there somehow. Monday. Investigate the deemed commercial area. Find your heraldic bird.
Whoa.
I thought
What have we here?
a bridge.
A bridge with loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation if there ever was one.
Guess I'll have to take my chances.
Guess so. Just be careful out there. One false step could cost you dearly.
Well, thank you for the warning, visual calculus. I need to talk to this woman. Okay.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
Hold on, I actually haven't done anything yet. I just want to ask you a few
Oh.
questions.
What
I'm looking
about?
for a book about cockatoos.
A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
Okay. Very well. Let me... Minutes?
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are.
Cockatoos. What about this?
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Look at the map
It's
of
not really a
Martinez.
map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still,
Okay.
it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbor, even the whirling in rags there.
Look at the map of
The
Revachol.
north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the
Interesting.
east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East.
West of the river?
Houdon, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
Okay.
You feel you're just west of Coal City, somewhere above Jamrock and close to Coal City.
Interesting. Look at the map of Insulid.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme.
What else?
Ozon, Laurentide, Fas à la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou, in a bookstore. It's you.
Look at the edges.
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to
Okay.
other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away.
Okay.
Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust.
Storekeep, can I buy these
I'm
maps?
sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them.
Okay.
They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
Why is the one of Martinez so cheap?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago, they also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
Ah, okay.
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
What happened then?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
I bet they are. Interfacing. Try and steal it.
Slowly, you
Failure.
move your hand toward the map attached to the board. Before you...
Sir, please, no touching the merchandise. These old maps are relics of the past.
Wants by the map of Martinez.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Leave. Where's the book on cockatoos? This book.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
What about this guidebook on cockatoos?
It's
Shopkeeper.
a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Precious. Well, let's try and steal again.
Slowly, you move your hand toward the tome of cockatoos. Before you reach the book,
Sir, no touching the merchandise. People like their books pristine, not handled by God knows who.
Ah. I need to get more interfacing. $3.99, that's not that bad. Brings me down to $9 though. I need 20 for... Okay. You know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna go back here.
you see a
The
set
curtain's
of...
open.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Okay.
Oh!
Okay, we're gonna go back here, and this is going out of my hands. This is going into my hands. My clothing. Chemistry, reaction speed. Physical instrument, interfacing. And I need to read those at some point. Okay. What's this? Ghostly silhouette of hair dryers. Vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Looks like Elysium, that hair poster.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Knock on the door.
Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed-out, dark echo.
Unlock the door with the key.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Open the door and enter. Let's hope I don't die. What's this? Ah, it autosave. That's not a good sign, I don't think. Stain is dripping from the punching bag. Oop. Have thought. Smells like leather and sweat. Poster says, Situs Fortis, rest is worn off.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's
Okay.
60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Okay.
Why does it feel so familiar?
Is it familiar because I'm a
No.
weightlifter?
It's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone. It's just a memory from another life.
Okay, clothing. Physical instrument. Let's
The
try
barbell
it.
waits patiently on the floor. Like a
I
dog
got a
for its
successful
master.
check! Oh my god! Look at this man's.
Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game.
See nothing, revel in the feeling. Ah, look at him! Good job! Good job, dude! Good
A
job!
warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head as you drop the barbell to the floor. For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to.
Awesome.
Hey, but you're still in a ghost house. What if someone heard this? What if they know you're here?
Who cares? Look at this. We're not wallboards, they look unsafe. Okay, we're gonna keep going. I'm so glad I grabbed this. Hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. Looks like the remains of the 24th window repair shop. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. It's a mannequin, okay. Airship rotors covered in spider webs, they remind you of blades. Oh, this is creepy as shit. I don't like this at all. Naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color. What is all of this?
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural.
Okay.
Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic.
Cool.
Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine the Wilkin, this is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged. The
Interesting.
Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
That's kind of funny. Nice Lord of the Rings reference there. I don't care. Step
Your
back.
eyes glide over 4 sections of the imposing green chalkboard.
Inspect the
The
photos.
photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow.
Okay.
Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit
Okay.
dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A
Interesting.
pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Minimi stands for a mini meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
Keep reading what
As
happened.
time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region. Looks
Interesting.
like they didn't make it. A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Inspect the
The
notes.
handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s.
Cool. What's this?
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The
Okay.
whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pesantic.
Hold on. How do I know what Cajun mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization.
What am I
Those
looking at?
aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
Course in your eyes, the anatomy of the curse. I don't think this is a curse. I think she's imagining things. You're dealing with something medical here?
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled The Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A
Cool.
list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
So they were kind of playing this game's version of D&D here, maybe?
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
Is that a 3D printer, maybe? Turn on the
The
machine.
machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Interesting. Look inside the
It's
compartment.
empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. This is where the machine's memory should go.
Play.
Nothing happens.
Print.
Nothing happens.
Play
Nothing
again.
happens.
Leave. So this needs a It needs a memory? Ooh, I have an idea. Where are the clothes it used to display? Blue velvet, soft to the touch, moth bitten. Oh, money. Okay. Okay, let's look back here, I guess. In this creepy little room. Skis with slipstream printed on the laminated top layer. Direction, schedule, filament memory. Ooh, I am taking this. Steel rotor blades bearing a slipstream logo. Is this Emma's? It's. I don't know how to say that. Oh, hold on. More money? More money! Okay, what's this? Scribble across a notebook, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Yeah, they were making D&D, or version of D&D, I think.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play
production
like a
schedule.
smooth draw. The filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter?
I don't think it
The
is.
static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good morning. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the projection
The
schedule?
filament you have inserted into the reader.
Thanks for the explanation.
That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password. Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
Okay.
You should ask her for a hint.
Password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Is it my birthday?
Still no.
This is the please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
Okay.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
Password. Okay, I need to look for the password. I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Yes, they do.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why do you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any information about this company?
One moment.
She flips through a catalog before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Oh, so conceptual.
Hmm.
And that's what this interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
What are you, a machine or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
Okay, but where are you? How do you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident.
Okay.
As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
Okay.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Bye, lady.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Okay. I'm gonna leave that here for now. I need to remember this. Remember. There's an outside. Oh no, this is not outside, but this is deeper in. I'll go back for a second. Okay, so we kind of figured out a tiny bit of what this is. Did I look at everything over
Looks
here?
like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
I don't get it.
Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same Slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
But the question is, why did they start with? Which did they start with, and which did they pivot
That's
to?
a good question.
A strange leap of imagination, yet they still failed. How sad.
Reality is ruthless.
Yes, it is sometimes. What's this way? I want to know. A little scared too to know, but I want to know, so... Curiosity killed the cat and all that bullshit. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. Wait, hold on. Floorboards creak. Postcard La Delta.
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney.
Okay.
This must be where the entity lives.
Okay. I'm gonna have this just in case. Protection. Protection. Yeah, I'm gonna remove the... So the entity lives up there, so we're gonna take...
Tiles on the cube, the
Move
filament
this for now.
slides out of its glow.
Okay, we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go down here, and then I'll go back upstairs and confront that entity and give it what for, which I think is just a homeless person. Money and another magnesium. I needed that. I'm at 20 real. Thank God. The wind howls in from the coal chute. Okay. Am I stuck? I was a little stuck. There's a bear. Bear fridge? What's this? Ice cream maker defrosted and unplugged. What's this? Flashlight casts strange shadows. There's a hidden doorway here. Oh, we're gonna go in there just to stick a roo. I promise. Promise you. So much to look at, so much to explore. So much shit here. What the fuck is going on? There's an ice cream maker that's still running. Yeah, it's still running. That's an interesting thing to say. Okay. Wall collapse is inaccessible now.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red.
Okay.
The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
Crack on the
A
door.
gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator.
Look inside the
The
refrigerator.
shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Take the note from the door.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Examine one of the ice cream
A
wrappers in
friendly
there.
cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper
Okay.
still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Cool. Okay, interact. Handwritten note you found on the giant ice bear fridge. It still bears some marks from the fruit-shaped kitchen magnets that were used to secure to the refrigerator door.
The note
Interact.
is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Read the note.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Sully Soif.
You'll find the filament memory in the offsite copy with the offsite copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Ice cream maker. Okay, I gotta remember that.
According to the note, someone named Sulislav. Someone who owns a radio computer, one might assume.
Makes
It
sense.
does, but who might that be?
What's a
The
filament
note
memory?
doesn't specify. It's part of a radio computer. When not in use, filaments are stored at temperatures below zero. It's like the production schedule you found, only this one's an off-site copy.
Who's the illiterate ginger
The
kid?
note does not specify.
Where's a frozen ice cream
Didn't
maker?
you see one right next to the breaker box?
Ooh. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's look at this.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Look inside the
It's
furnace.
dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
Okay.
The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
I'm getting carbon dioxide poisoning. What's happening?
Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains you saw upstairs. You should investigate.
Clean your hands with coal. Leave. Let's go this way. There's this behind here. Yeah, this hidden area. Two rusty rifles are hidden above the piping and look inoperable.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where am I?
Inside, a secret room infested with rats, spiders, and woodlice.
Oh, fun. So there's a hole in the wall.
There is. Inside, it's nothing but gloomy blackness. Better not stick your hand inside.
Stick your hand inside
Your
the hole.
hand reaches deep into darkness and spider webs, rummaging around. You find a number of rusty rifles hidden away. Most of them are ugly and inoperable, but a single rifle catches your eye. It's a bolt action with a fine woodstock.
Take the
A
rifle.
fit service weapon for a fit officer. Too bad it doesn't work. It looks
Take-
like it's been out of order for years.
What does this mean, a rifle here?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around Martinez. This
That
is
doesn't
an
seem good.
interesting coincidence. Could prove useful in some way. You don't know how yet, but it might be useful down the road.
Well, I agree with that.
This is a good find. Really justifies coming down here and looking around.
I agree. Okay, what's this? Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. Get back out here. Since that's done. Before I do anything else. Get that staircase leading up. Drama. Insane mesh tank top. Intercom wire is running into the breaker box. Hold on. Here, doesn't look like it. Very dark in this little area. A cellar window, people's feet shuffling by on the street.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one leads to the ice cream maker nearby. Unplug the giant red one.
An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
Unplug black cable.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Okay, plug in the black cable. We'll do that in a second.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Turn the ice cream
Turning
crank.
the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
Steam machine unplugged. Minus 25 bar not strong enough. What's this? Money and there's. Okay.
Both cables are
Plug in
unplugged
the
somewhere. A
black
machine
cable
hums
for now.
along with the...
Hold on.
Only the black cable is plugged into the breaker box, while the red one lies neglected on the floor.
Black one is this one. Let's go upstairs, I guess. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. So this leads me back up to the street, right? Yeah, this leads me back up here, okay. Cool. Okay, we're gonna go back upstairs. It's this way.
As before, an iron safety curtain curves before your eyes. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney.
Okay.
This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
Oh, I bet you're correct. Knock
What
on
an
it.
odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
Knock on it harder.
Still nothing. No one's home.
Knock even harder.
Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now. There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there. Maybe you should try yelling into the furnace downstairs.
Maybe. Okay, help. Got an autosave. Okay, let's go back down. Let's go to the furnace. This is all really weird.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring
Come on.
it. Something
I got a successful
breaks
check.
loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Your woman's voice
you've
answer.
awakened the entity.
Hello, are you there? Speak to me.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
Smear your hands with coal. Okay. Let's go back upstairs. Hopefully the lady is nice. What is this place? This is interesting. This is a tray full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. Interesting. Interesting.
Hello. I'm Nia.
Bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald lighting shining through her hair. Emerald light shining through her hair. Novelty dice maker.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius.
She taps her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Hold on, what do you mean by Milas?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
That's the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
No, I was looking for something else. Squinch your eyes mysteriously answers.
Answers? How strange. These days people only come to me for dice and role-playing games. I'm not sure how helpful I'll be, but go ahead and ask.
Cute. The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shells like stalagmites.
She is so cool.
This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
That's good.
No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
How did you become a dice maker?
How
Start
did I
light.
become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of
Okay.
my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Awesome. You like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items.
Yeah. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling in rags?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Okay.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here.
Seriously, we've got a great view of the courtyard. You didn't see or hear anything Sunday
I'm
night?
sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
Okay. What do you mean by the daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
Okay.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
But
Okay.
I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
You never take your eyes off your work and look out the
I
window.
might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
Good point.
It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
I get that. Do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
I see. Thank you for your answers.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Hey, where are we anyway? What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal black soot here and
But
there.
when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
That's good.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
There used to be a hair salon here.
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad. It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
I would never let anyone androgynous touch my hair, not even if my life depended on it. I guess I'm a simple man. I don't really have my opinions on hairstyle any opinions on hairstyles. What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customer should have been more
I
open-minded.
guess it just wasn't the time yet.
What happened to the
It
gym?
wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemiteps Boxing Club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Judging from the kids I've met so far, I didn't really work out, did it?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Oh, lovely.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
What's the snuff milieu?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
What's a snuff milieu?
It's a sub-Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
That's terrifying.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world.
Wait, people do that?
People do that. I believe the ICP got them. They have a special division that deals exclusively with sub-Rosas.
It's the
Okay.
Copperpedia reporting in. ICP stands for International Collaboration Police.
In any case, I don't think it's your job to worry about what happens on Milius. I probably shouldn't have even mentioned it. Things like that are better forgotten.
Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs. Anything else?
I found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Insect right activists. What in the name of...
The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings.
Okay.
And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket.
Of course.
And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
But insects don't have any brains or feelings.
Actually, insects do have brains. But yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the protesters took it a little too far.
Look, I like bugs, but there's millions of them, and they do have brains, but yeah, they don't have feelings, not like
As
us
she
anyway.
shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Anything else?
What's with the rotor blades and skis? What's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hands with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Interesting. What do those transmissions
The
say?
usual, I imagine, that he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns. But Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those keys and blades are still lying around in the house.
Okay.
They were just props. Why return them?
Found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio. They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean, liberal? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks up the hallway as if she can hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on.
Uh-huh.
In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time.
That's too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
Josh has a pair of dice on the table. One of them stops near the edge of the metallic
The
desk.
result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
Oh. Natural
The
one.
dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
Cool. There was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She leans in closer, hands on her knees like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a
The
story.
place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed, what were the other ideas?
Alright, what about the other ideas?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth.
Only 20 cents?
And
Seriously?
by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back disapprovingly. Disapproving.
Sounds like she really didn't like those girls.
I don't blame her.
Fritta does the same thing.
No girl just like that. She works in Prita, a cashier, and she's not particularly friendly. What do they expect? 20 cents per hour is dog's pay. I'm surprised they shoot up to work at all. That's an award-winning idea. How else could you choose people around here? I don't have an opinion on employing teens. I just want to know how did it work out for the business.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Ravachol ICT.
Oh, sounds great.
And they already had the bear.
What about the bear?
The bear.
She presses her thumbs into her temples, like trying to suppress a headache. It didn't work out.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
Lovely.
Eventually, Ravachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents apiece, out of regular fridges.
I killed the bear.
You did what?
She rolls her swivel chair an inch closer to you, unsure whether she heard you right. I killed the bear to become the bear. I murdered it with my own bare hands. I laid it to rest. It's my trophy now. I unplugged the fridge to help Rivashell City. Ice City cut its losses.
Ah, of course they left it plugged in. Even in death, the bear is costing them money.
Mm-hmm.
The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion.
Sounds
Nice name.
cool.
Does sound cool. Megatherion.
Megatherion, a mega wild beast.
Very cool, but I don't want to hear about bears anymore. Let's move on. What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by
Interesting.
telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
I don't do drugs.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all.
Yep.
Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad, finishing the story. Some dust beams whirl in the morning light. Her eyes follow it idly.
Little sparkling embers under the window.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
I can tell. On the building's intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
It's
The
okay.
doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
So you're telling me what the empty name card was yours?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
I saw a name, East Delta Pinball, on the doorbell.
Right. It used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, fluorography, trick track, especially pinball.
Pinball's great. Strange thing happened when I tried calling company name Slipstream SCA. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
She said she was from Tricentral Electronics.
Tricentennial Electrics? It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
I'm sure.
No, it was something else. It was eerie.
Yes, it was.
It was too real to be just a prank. Either we're dealing with a professional actress, or whatever happened, keep your cool. It's probably better to admit that it was a harmless prank.
That was something else. Something. Whatever happened to you happens. Whatever happened, keep your cool. Probably better to admit it was a harmless prank. No, it was something else, something eerie.
Pranks can be eerie.
She looks at us. She's still convinced there's nothing to be worried about.
The kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
I have a few more questions about building.
Sure, I'm listening.
I have
Good.
other questions.
I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
I've heard this place is cursed. You know that people call it the Dooms
I've heard the stories,
commercial area.
but I don't think those stories are true.
Palestine is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarmed with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop
Plaisance,
lady?
yes, that.
I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
She's a wise woman. She has Simone's trinkets protecting her against the curse. Actually, the bookstore isn't doing well. There are hardly any customers. She has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going. The curse is just biding his time. Where it strikes again, sooner or later, everyone will fail, even her. I don't know why the bookstore hasn't gone bankrupt yet. That's what I'm here to investigate. She's a wise woman.
Ah, the Seminese trinkets, of course.
But it doesn't. This is merely a sarcastic response.
All right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Yes, but it's still a separate building. The malicious energies can't reach there. Right, the whirling doesn't look like it's really
And then
cursed.
there's me.
She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there, scattered from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Maybe
Very.
it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
It's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you. The curse will get you, I have no doubt about it. It just doesn't care about earthly time frames. I'll be the first to admit that there are many inconsistencies in this so-called curse. She thinks it's because you're the source of it, a malignant entity.
Malignant entity? What does that even mean? Some kind of sorceress? What about you, officer? Do you think I'm the malignant entity?
No.
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I'm starting to see that this is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring.
That's the sad part.
But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see. Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her.
Sugars, why hasn't her business failed?
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
Leave it at
She
that.
has begun to idly clean one of her carving tools with a dirty kerchief. The tool's sharp edge shining in the light of her desk lamp.
Okay, leave. Interesting. Okay. Close. Okay. Doesn't seem like there's anything here to grab.
Your flashlight slides up. Some of the writing has faded with age, but
Check the
the
notes.
handwriting is only partly legible. But you can still make out 3 slogans. The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is..."
Okay.
This old fire, the whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles.
Am I
Radio
looking at-
frequencies, it seems. Unclear.
Frequency silhouette.
It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very
Worse than
advanced.
the anatomy of the curse.
Perhaps. The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master
Wait,
Frequency.
who's the game master?
Someone very important, the leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations. So there's no way. Nothing. It's just...
Okay, nothing new. Okay, I need this. Not containers in the world. Okay. And let's go.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Physical instrument. Okay. Okay, so clothing. I need something with physical instruments. Chemistry. Okay, we're gonna unplug this.
Only the black cable somewhere in the dark. A giant
Unplug
electric
this.
scissor,
Unplug
something
the
close to you.
black. Unplug the black.
This orange machine is dead still. It has
Ah,
a
very
hand-cranked
low.
ice cream
Let's
churner
try it.
and the ice
And it's a
squeaks
failure,
beneath
yeah.
the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge. You
What is
see
this?
the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes. That's a good pry bar, But this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open. Some kind of super pry bar. You have no idea where to get one.
Okay.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
Okay. Well, until then, I'll leave it plugged in.
Both cables are on somewhere.
And leave. Okay, so. This, and this. Let's go. It's raining. Okay, let's go talk to that girl's mom. Okay.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now.
The dark
What's in there?
sarcophagus.
In that dark sarcophagus. Yes, yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
Honestly, a dump, nothing to see there, just heaps of garbage. Someone should let the sun shine in. I am in no position to give out personal opinions. There's a charnel house of failed business enterprises leeching life energy from this bookstore. Honestly, a dump.
What else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Nia, and she's a novelty dice
novelty
maker.
Dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
She's not a sorceress or some malicious entity. She's a businesswoman like you.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
She looks
The
perplexed.
narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down.
Yes, it does.
She's squeezing on the pendant too tight. A drop of blood in her palm. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her.
Okay.
To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
She says there's no curse because there are too many inconsistencies. Honestly, I don't have any answers yet. There's still needs to be followed, like the strange radio computer thing. There's another entity more malignant pulling the strings in Martinez. Perhaps in my travels I will cross paths with it. Nikolai. She says there's no curse because there is too many inconsistencies.
Too many inconsistencies? What kind of talk is that?
Good luck persuading her. Some people can rationalize anything.
First, sure, one of those inconsistencies. As I said, she's a novelty dice maker. Her business has been up and running for a long time now.
Because her business consists of the psychic leech that's been feeding the curse.
You're an idiot.
I see that you've fallen for her manipulation.
Oh, dear God,
detective.
you dumb bitch.
The investigation is over. I just hope that you haven't made anything worse by going in there.
You poor, naive imbecile.
Thank you for nothing. Please, do buy some books, or be on your way.
Wow. Total psychic collapse between you two right now.
Oh, shut up and let me
There was
fire.
never any other way this could have gone. She's just too far gone into her own mind.
I can agree with that. She's a nutter. Farewell for now, book peddler. You're an idiot, though. Okay, I want... Do I want interfacing or do I want physical instrument? Papers. Let's put this up. I could do more suggestion again later. Okay. pawn shop. Was it this way? No, it was the other way. The other way. Look at the fish. Okay, there's the old man. Who's this dude? This shit ain't nothing to me. This way. There. Butter sign down. This.
A rusting control. This panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But
Pull the
then
lever.
you pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact pins. You hear a soft clunk. Then nothing happens.
Release the lever.
The spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal. Some other way.
Okay.
Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Yes, it did. Okay. So Wednesday. Okay, we're at the pawn shop. Yeah, sell some shit to this dude.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Chemistry. Like to
Sure.
sell.
Let me have a look. Anything
Pockets.
else you're thinking of selling?
On this, sunlight has made this postcard almost completely seafood tone. Midtown traffic passes overhead. The ghost of skyscrapers disappear into a not benign, beige midday mist. Vapors rising from the delta on which the district was built. The postcard is prepaid. The cube-like crisscross filaments feel oddly fragile in your hands. Its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads production schedule note. The filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. Broken bell. Agree from ages past. It's a 4-shot bolt-action military rifle with a wooden frame. Fascinating photo of a corpse here.
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale.
Do you know what the tattoos mean?
Photic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter.
Okay.
You have absolutely no idea what aphotic baths are, but the tattoos on the man are not that.
Right,
Another
stop a
time,
moment.
perhaps.
Chemistry is still low. I can make it higher though with... Okay, let's look. Clothing. Drama. Chemistry is higher now. Okay.
Hello again. How can I help you?
42 even.
Feeling warm and
That kind of
enthralled by the
success.
movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Perolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
Pteranodon, what is
A
that?
drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Let me see, what does my get? It's just me, or is it really warm in here? So would you take off your sunglasses? I'd like to check your
Why
eyes.
on earth? These are prescription. I can't really see without them.
Be obvious that you're an influencer. Chill out, man. I'm a chill out cop. Just curious.
I've had to take it. You know, since the People's Pile cleanup. I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade.
Oh.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
People's Pile, what's that?
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
Lovely.
The People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service, releasing radioactive waste into River Esperance.
What is particle decay
A
generator?
primitive nuclear reactor, also called a pile.
Why is it called the People's Pile?
Construction began during the Commune of Revachol. The people continued work on it after the Commune fell. They wanted a cheap source of energy for Revachol West.
Okay.
Needless to say, things didn't work out.
Why did it fail?
An emergency valve defect resulted in steam pressure blowing the turbine, taking the fuel containment vessel up in the explosion. Both the faulty design and lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe.
Tell me about this emergency relief brigade you were part
We
of.
were an all-volunteer force, self-organized, tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines crossed with a red drop of blood.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out.
I'm sorry, my man.
There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
It must have been tough radiation cleanup.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment, and early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
Oh. Whose fault was it that the generator failed?
No one's. Everyone's.
He sighs and shakes his head.
So much bitterness.
Yeah.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
How did you end up running the pawn shop?
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but...
Why did you end up running a pawn shop?
The cleanup happened, so I came
okay.
to...
Alright, so
I
that-
like the
what
theory
I meant.
more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, You gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
I'm good. Thanks, dude. Okay, I got the money to pay for the night. See this dude. Early in rags.
Scab?
Asked the man with his jolly eyes tilting his
You're
head.
hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
Exactly
A kind
the
of a
scab.
worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
How long, where did they all come from?
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think.
Don't seem to
Gotta
like
be
them
bloody
much.
stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
Looks at the mask, squinting his eyes as if trying to ascertain what they're scared of.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
We tried talking to them.
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, "Let us cop for less money." Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife?
What's the strike
You
about
know,
anyway?
serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
I need to get past the gates, speak with your boss.
Oh, good, good. What matters do you want to discuss with Everard?
Can't suppose there's been a talk of suspicious activity at the harbor.
Suspicious activity? How very troublesome. Yet take a look around. Strikers, protests, scabs. Isn't it also very suspicious?
Does this mean you can let me through the gate?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
If
Okay.
it's all so simple, why don't the strikebreakers just go up the stairs?
That's simple. I just walk in.
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
That's Measurehead.
Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him,
Right.
then press the button to unlock the door. Then go past him again,
Okay.
and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
Saying it's actually quite difficult.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best measure head in a physical confrontation, or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Has anyone ever bested him in physical confrontation?
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
Does any of the scabs try converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Got it. Another
Sure.
thing. It's short on money right now. Can you give me?
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
Who flips a coin towards you? Cannot be retried. I'm not gonna do that yet. Then. Let it fall to the ground.
Sorry, friend. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk do. Comes naturally.
Don't worry. Much appreciated.
Right,
coin.
always glad to help out. We're on the same branch, you and I. Not like these slithering scabs.
Nice talking. Gotta get moving. Okay, so I think I'm gonna end it here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I had a lot of fun. If you want to see previous streams that I've done, go check out my YouTube channel. Link is in my bio.